What is good, guys? It's your boy Smith here. Today we talking about some caiman lizard care. Now this ain't gonna be like a top to bottom care guide. I am not qualified to be telling you what to do with your animals, but I will show you how we're keeping them happy and healthy over here. We're talking about the enclosures, the plans for the future, because this enclosure isn't gonna stay like this at all. But yeah, what we do with the babies, how we get them up to weight and get them ready for new homes or whatever the project may be, if we're breeding or whatever it may be. But this is how we're keeping the animals over here. Let's go. Now we'll start by taking a peek inside here. Now I just fed him his snails. Look at this guy over here. Now I just fed him and he cleared his bowl. So we're gonna get this out of here. But I'm gonna put another bowl in here with his fruit mix. He may take to that. He may not be done eating. But anyways, this is the enclosure. We have a huge water feature down here at the bottom, a little bit of ground for him to cover. So he doesn't have to be in the water. He can get down on the ground if he wants to, go down, under, up and around if he wants to. Then we got this floating basking canopy up here in the trees. Just to make it feel like he actually has some height to his enclosure, so he's not just on the ground all the time. But I got this up here with these levers, be adjusted, and that's something we're gonna be doing. We're gonna bring this down maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 feet. I'm gonna be running power sun in this fixture and then getting rid of this all together. Decorating the pond, maybe pulling the bench out because we won't need it to boost the plant anymore. But yeah, this is the enclosure. We'll talk about filtration and some of the other things going on in here in a second. Let's go. All right, you guys, now before we go inside the enclosure, we're gonna step up top here and just check out this surge protector. I'm using a Cyber Power. This is an extremely strong surge protector. Produces clean power. This is what you want to use if you're powering a very big enclosure. These things are extremely powerful, extremely safe too. They use these in like really big office buildings. So they're a little expensive, but it'll protect all of your items. So I've got everything running to clean power on a timer. Here, I actually had a fog machine back there. My fog machine, it died, so we got another one that we're about to get for back there. It holds almost a gallon of water, so it should work out. And then here's our ventilation system. Do not use a grow tent. Don't use a grow tent without some type of ventilation. This is the power for that. At first I had it set to pull the air out of the enclosure, but now I got it just pulling cool air in. The only reason why this duct system is so long here is because I'm running another tent setup just like this one, and it's gonna go right here, and then we're just gonna split, run a splitter and just split it, because there's no reason for us to get a separate one. This one is actually, this duct fan is actually too strong for this enclosure, so we're gonna split it. And that's the outside. That's everything that's going on the outside, and we'll step inside and talk about the parameters inside. All right, you guys, now we're gonna move inside the enclosure, right? And I've opened the door practically completely so we can step inside. All right, check this out. This is one of my day geckos. This is my patternless female. She's just hanging out in here. Go do your thing. You're good. We're gonna talk about the water feature real quick, and then talk about temperature gradients and all of that. All right, now this is just a simple like 50-gallon pond. Now I want to do like 150, something a lot deeper, probably this tall, probably to where the you see where the light is right there, where it hangs. So that deep. And give them a lot more water. You see I moved the mollies in here from Molly World. They're all doing good. I still got the wave maker running, so, but I turned the filter off so we could all talk real quick. But I keep the mollies in here right now because I was keeping a lot of these outside. You know, Florida is subject to cold snaps and all types of things like that. The weather changes drastically, so I wanted to control the temperature a lot better. So it won't go below 78 degrees in here, and it won't go above 80. They have a more controlled temperature and everything. We're gonna plant this out. I had a bunch of plants in here, but as soon as I moved the turtles in, they eradicated everything. They ate everything. So we're gonna put a bunch of fake plants in here just to give the fish, the new baby minnows, a place to hide, and give the turtles a place to duck. I see the turtles, they hang out under there a lot too, so usually I don't keep the hose up here. We're gonna be doing a water change here after filming, so this will make it so I can just put this hose into the bucket and do the water change. There's a temperature gradient in here from the ground up. All right, from here all the way up. It goes from 75 degrees up to 110 degrees. These animals get to choose where they want to be at their specific times in the day. And I keep, like I said, a large temperature gradient in here. This is another reason why I keep the fan. It keeps the heat out of here. It's not just one big sweat box. We don't want that. In fact, I don't recommend, like I said, you even use these without having some type of ventilation, because it gets crazy inside of these grow tents. In fact, take yourself and just put yourself in here for about 10 minutes with no ventilation. You'll see what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know why you would do that to an animal. It makes no sense. So make sure that you have ventilation so the air can be pulled either in or out. And yeah, there's another one of my day geckos, one of my females, and she looks rabid. You already know what that means. We're gonna be doing some reconstruction. Like I said, bringing this entire floating canopy down. Probably be, I don't know, about 2 or 3 feet. But yeah, we're running, I think, a 10.0 up here. I'm not exactly sure. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Yep. We're running a 10.0 up there. I think I'm gonna pull the entire bar. I could, like, as you see, this is on a lever system too, so I could just lower everything together as one unit. But I really want to put a power sun here and then just replace this bar altogether. So there is no, I mean, I guess it's serving a purpose though. Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't have to get rid of it. But as you see, we got multiple basking spots. UV. This will get switched out from time to time. Either be just a power sun bulb. Sometimes it's just a UV bulb. Sometimes it's just a heat bulb. It depends on like the time of the year or whatnot. But that's for my turtles. So they have a spot to come out and bask and all of that. We're gonna be implementing more bamboo in here, more plants. We got a lot going on, but we give them the absolute best. He is so chunky, dude. You gotta stop eating. Jeez Louise. But we give them the absolute best. The babies, we usually start off in smaller enclosures, like the 3x3s. The exoterras, we'll usually start the babies off in enclosures like that, then move them into bigger enclosures like this. This is actually not even the final result neither. I say this is about the halfway point. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm okay with him living in these conditions. He's okay, he's growing, doing just fine. He eats every day, he eats too much. Now you wanna keep your water as clean as possible. That is one of the most important things when it comes to these caiman lizards. You just wanna keep their water as clean as possible. They're subject to nose infections and mouth infections and ear infections, you know, when they're dealing with dirty, murky water and stuff like that. So if you see your animal messing around with their ears a lot, like kicking at the back of his ears a whole lot, now don't because they do that normally. They do that to kick off like some of the excess, like shed, the stuck shed that's on them. They use their back legs like dogs, you know what I mean? Like anytime you see a dog kicking fleas, you see this animal doing that to its ears a lot, then you might want to take it out the enclosure, get it off the water for a little bit, because there might be some issues going on. But they do that normally, and like I said, it's not a problem. It's just if they're doing it excessively, you see them picking at their ears a lot, there's probably an issue. But you got to keep your water clean. Keeping your water warm is very important. You don't want it going below 75 degrees. I wouldn't let it go below, like I said, 78. We keep mine at 78 at all times. So even if it cools off in the air in here, if it drops to 75 degrees, it can get into the water and still be warm, which is very important for these animals. That's where they're gonna be doing a lot of their, dropping a lot of their urates and a lot of their poops. They're doing a lot of that in the water. So you want the water temperature to be warm enough that when he actually gets in there, that, you know, he's up to temperature to move the whatever's in his body out. However you decide to go about your filtration system. I'm just using a simple pond filter, like outdoor pond filter. You know, we're gonna build that up and everything, but I'm just using a simple outdoor pond filter. You could go like a canister. I think a canister filter might, in some cases, be better. Cause I'm cleaning this filter once every like week and a half, almost once every 2 weeks. I'm probably gonna switch to a canister filter and see how that goes. But everything's doing good in here. I don't really have like much die off. The fish love it. The fish are doing amazing in here. We got a lot of different species in here. Like I said, I don't have die off in here. Everybody lives cohesively and they all do pretty well. So we're just gonna give them more water. We're gonna give them a deeper water receptacle, give them 150 gallons, just a whole lot of water. And that'll be good for him too. You know, I'll find him in the water every morning, so I think that'll be good for him too. But yeah, keep your water parameters. You want to keep your water clean. It doesn't have to be crystal clear, but you want your water clean. I have other animals in here too. Just keep your water clean, because you don't want to have no infections. You don't want to have any issues with these guys here. Now, this dude, when he first came in, he didn't really eat so much, but now that he's growing, his diet is crazy and it's all over the place. So when it comes to your caiman lizards, make sure you just give them variety. You know, I know people say, oh yeah, they primarily eat snails and this and that. All right, and that is true. Mine primarily eat snails, right? But this dude likes fruit and vegetable. He likes things I've never even heard of. You can give him a strawberry, he'll crush the strawberry and eat it. He loves fruits and things like that. So make sure to give them they eat a lot of things. So give them a huge variety of food. Now that he's a little bit bigger, he's eating more fruit. We still offer him snails, as you've seen earlier. I gave him a whole bowl of snails. He cleared the bowl. Then I give him his fruit directly after. He eats that too. So make sure you're supplementing your animal too. Not every feeding you need to give him calcium and stuff like that. In fact, they should be getting most of that from his diet and just naturally anyway, his lights and all that. He should be getting everything he needs. Don't be afraid to supplement them every now and then. It'll help with like their bone density and their coloration and things like that. Just keeping your animal overall healthy. Also inside of your enclosures, if you have any small rocks, this is a key point, right? If you have any small rocks in the enclosure, get them out. And I mean like anything that can fit inside the caiman's mouth, get it out. You don't know how many times, and this one I've never even seen because I haven't even taken it there. He has no access to rocks. Nothing that can fit in his mouth. All the rocks that are in his enclosure are bigger than his head. You don't know how many caiman lizards I've come around the corner and found, from babies to adults. I've found so many caiman lizards with rocks in their mouth. They're trying to break the rock like it's a snail. If you have small rocks in your enclosure, get them out. These animals do not know the difference, and they will eat them. They will get impacted. They will. I promise you, I've seen it so many times from multiple different specimens. If they can get rocks inside of their mouth, they will. So get them out of the enclosure. Go with like the big Mexican river pebbles or something. You got to go with something bigger than their mouth, because they will grab them when they get hungry. And if you're not there to feed them, they're going to go hunting for something. And those rocks are the closest thing that resembles a snail shell to them, and they will try and eat it. So watch out for that, guys. Keep that in mind. Make sure we're supplementing our diets. Make sure there are no rocks in there. Make sure we keep the water parameters clean. We want that water clean so we have no issues. And overall, just make sure to spend time with your animal, right? Spend time in here with them. See what he or she has going on. Don't be afraid to go in the enclosure. As you see, I'll go inside the enclosure. Boom. We open the door. We step in the enclosure. We're in here now, right? We in here now, right? We in the enclosure. You're gonna get all huffy and puffy. I'm sorry, buddy. Don't be afraid to come in and actually spend time with your animal. See what's going on inside the enclosure. Look around. As you see, this canopy right here, you don't know how many eggs get laid in here. I come in here and find new baby day geckos all the time. It is actually insane. Don't be afraid to get in your enclosure and actually just see what's going on, man. Spend time with these animals. You gotta get in, you gotta get real close to them to make sure they're doing okay, make sure they're healthy, make sure they're looking good, make sure your enclosure parameters are fine. This isn't one of those animals you're gonna be building an enclosure for and kind of just letting it sit. You're gonna be in here messing with this guy a lot. Even if you're not messing with him a lot, you're gonna be in here messing with his water feature a lot. It'll make it easier for handling. As you see, I just went up and pet him. I could just literally go pick him up, but he just ate a whole lot and I don't really want to bother him. He looks like he's trying to process his food, I'm gonna let him do that. So yeah, he's very, very friendly. A lot of the time when I open this door, he comes to me. A lot of hands-on time make for an overall better experience with this animal and yourself, really. It just is more fulfilling being able to get hands-on with your animals, man. I love it. Also, something I wanted to touch real quick. All of these lights have been run through and around, you see right here, to create pressure on the cord, and that's on the off chance that it comes disconnected from the plug up top, or the caiman comes down on top of the fixture itself and pulls down onto it. Doesn't fall into the water, so these light fixtures won't actually come down even if they come disconnected from the top up there. Yeah, you want to run them behind your poles, so like I said, you create a little bit of tension on the cord, so even if they come disconnected from up top, they don't come crashing down. Now, we will be breeding caiman lizards in the future. Right now, we're just kind of getting everybody up to size. It's going to be a long time. This is a very, very, very long project that we're working with. Much like my red-eye crocodile skinks, I've been working with them for years, and that's another one that's just a long process. I need 5, 6, 7, 8 different pairs. Yeah, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. This will be pretty cool. Pretty much it. That's what we're doing with them over here. We'll be expanding. Like I said, these enclosures aren't even half of what they're gonna be getting. It's just a nice start. And it's really just a way to let you know that even just as regular people, you can do it. You can do it in your 2-bedroom apartment. You know, you don't have to have a huge facility to give these animals everything they need. I put a grow tent in the corner. It's what, 5 by 5 by 8 or something like that, or 4 by 4 by 8. And I just jam-packed it with as much of the forest as I could and made it as livable as I possibly could. And that's, like I said, that's not even half of what we're giving those animals in the future. Stay tuned to see exactly what we do with the caiman lizard project as it expands. And that's pretty much the video, you guys. You know, that's how we're keeping our caiman lizard. Just wanted to touch a few key points, the water parameters, and really the small rock thing, because I've seen this with so many caiman lizards. And anytime I watch people's videos and I see their enclosures with these little rocks in them, it gives me anxiety. So if you have caiman lizards and you somehow come across this video, take it from me. Get those rocks out your enclosure. You can leave everything else in there. Any rock that can fit inside your caiman lizard's mouth, get it out the enclosure. I promise you, it'll turn into a death sentence sooner or later. So, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been another episode of All Things Living, man, and I appreciate you guys. We're gonna get to work. I got a lot of work to do in this enclosure. I just kind of wanted to show you guys what the caiman lizard enclosure look like, how we're doing things right now. But yeah, I gotta get in here and do some work. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, man, and you have a good day. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me, and I really do appreciate that. I'm out.